All right there, guys, and welcome back to Get Going Fast, the place where we get into this excellent hobby of AI in a quick and efficient manner in which you might actually learn something. And today we are going to look at our ROOP software, Faceswapping. You guys love ROOP. It is like one of those things, not my favorite app in the world, but I'm telling you, the people that dig ROOP, they dig ROOP, okay? So now here's the issue. It stopped working for the 50 series, okay? So we actually have fixed that for you over here at getgoingfast.pro. We got that going on there for you. Now you're going to notice down here that we've got a bunch of different things. You can grab them just if you want to do it this way. But, I'm going to actually teach you how to fix this yourself, okay? And you're going to be able to do cool stuff like all this. Look at that. This is from that AHA video, Take On Me. It actually put the faces on that as well, which is pretty cool. So all this good ROOP stuff. And I'm going to show you what to do because it won't work right now with your 50s cards. So we will get to that. But before we do, I want to thank you for liking the channel, subscribing to the channel, liking the video, sharing it with all the people around, going out to that kid that nobody talks to and being like, hey, what do you think about AI? And striking up a conversation with them because guarantee you ain't got nothing else going on. So might as well make an AI buddy. All right. Well, let's move on with the getting on here. I do want to encourage you to come find us on the Instagram. You can find us there as CogniBuild. You can find us on the Reddits under Get Going Fast. We're on X as CogniBuild as well. And of course, you can come hang out with us on Discord, the coolest place to be. And the only reason it's really that cool is because you're there hanging out. You make it cool. And we need all the coolness we can get. So come on over and hang out with us. In the meanwhile, let's get on with getting ROOP working. All right, so getting on with this. To get to ROOP, we're going to head over to our internet and we're going to be looking for this. Now, we're on Codeberg this day. We renamed this ROOP Floyd. We say this because it got banished from GitHub. So this is the new repository, new home for it. To find it, all you got to do is just type ROOP and then Codeberg. And it will bring it up. It's this one here, CogniBuild's ROOP Floyd, okay? Just click on it, and you're going to notice down here it's got some instructions on how to install it. So we've got the Google Colab. The Google Colab is not set up for the 50 series just yet, okay? But coming, all right? And then you're going to notice we've got local machine 50 series. Okay, and then down here, local machine 3040 series. So here's the deal. If you're running a 3090 or a 3070 or a 4070, a 4090, you do not do this one. This local machine 50 series, don't do it. It won't work. Okay, if you're running a 5070 or a 5090 or whatever, do not install the one down here, the local machine 3040, because it will not work. Okay, you need to get the one for the 50 series. All right, that's the one, and that's one we're going to look at today. So, guys, if you're running the 30 or 40 series, you could let this video run because I certainly appreciate the view. But at the same time, you don't need to watch this. You shouldn't change anything. If your ROOP is working, don't change it. Hey, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, yo. All right. So, but we're going to go through here. It's going to be really easy. I literally have all the instructions here. Like I said, if you don't want to deal with this stuff, you can grab a quick installer over at roop.getgoingfast.pro. Okay, and that will take you over to here. And you can just grab whichever one you need. 50 series, 3040, AMD, the Mac OS, and the Colab. But the Colab only works for the 30s and 40s right now. So I need to update that for y'all. But coming shortly. All right. But getting back here, notice I've got all the directions you're going to need here. This is easy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to install this on my computer just to show you how to do it, okay? But here's the deal. It ain't going to work on my computer because I'm running a 4090, all right? But I can still walk you through this. So I repeat, here, look me in the eyes. If you're running a 40 card or a 30 card, do not do this. If you have a 50 series card, then you want to follow these instructions, okay? Ooh, okay. Now, so we're going to go through these instructions. It's really easy to get going. There's just some key stuff that you need to find, okay? And there's a few key things I'm going to show you as well. But let's do this. Let's pop over to our command terminal, okay? And we're going to have to find a place to get this. So I'm on the D drive. Wherever you're going to install this, you should probably put it under a folder called AI Tools or something like that, because that's just good organizational thing. So create your AI Tools, whatever. I'm going to put another one in here. I'm going to type mkdir, which means make directory, and I'm just going to put roop, just so, again, I want to keep the stuff clean. One of the things that gets so frustrating with all this stuff is that you get messy and then you don't know where stuff is, and it's good to keep your system somewhat clean. Okay, so notice I typed dir, it showed the directory, so I've already installed a step in here. I installed roop, so if I put all my stuff in an AI tools folder, I can get to each one of them easy. Now I'm going to type cd, which means change directory, and I'm going to go roop. Okay, now notice I'm inside the roop folder. So let's go over to here and let's start following the instructions. In fact, maybe we can just do this side by side. Let's try that. Okay, let's give this a go. So, I got it nice on the screen, but I got myself confused as hell here. So let's put this up here, and let's move some stuff around so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so easy peasy. Let's just go to our first directions here. We've already gone. Okay, we need to do this one. We're going to get clone the directory. Now, you're going to get a bunch of stuff in this directory that you don't need, okay? The only reason it's there is because I'm just keeping all the app as much attached as it was. So, but honestly, like a vast majority of this you don't need. So we're going to go over here to our directory here, and we're just going to we're going to paste in, hit Control V. So it's going to get clone this directory. So get, of course, is our app that pulls repositories down. We're telling it that we want to clone something, and then we're telling it what we want to clone, this address. Go there and find the files and bring it down, okay? I mean, I ain't so hard. Come on, get to it. Okay, and then we're going to hit the enter. Notice she says cloning into roop Floyd. So we're inside the roop directory, but now we just created another directory called roop Floyd. So if I type dir, you're going to notice there's a directory. All right, so going back over here, we want to change directory to go inside of it. So let's go over here, hit Control V, change directory inside to our roop Floyd. You can see that we're now here. Now we need to go and we're going to create a virtual environment, and then we're going to activate it. Okay, looks like these things are on two lines. It's a little confusing. I'll try to fix that. I'll tell you, Codeberg's editor stinks, okay? The text editor stinks. That's why all these spaces are here, because it puts everything on top of each other. So my apologies, that's like that. I'm going to throw Codeberg under the bus for that, though. All right, but let's go ahead and copy this one, and we'll explain this to you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create a virtual environment. So we say Python, and then we use this -m. That -m means I want you to run one of your features as its own app, okay? And Vim is that thing. So basically we're saying run Vim, all right? And what we're telling Vim is, hey, Vim, create a directory called Vim. Now, we could put anything we want there. We could call it my virtual directory, whatever. But then we have to use that every time. So we just use Vim because it's easy. Now, we're cheating a little bit. We're putting these double ampersands. That just means that if everything on the left works, then run the stuff on the right. So if you create the directory, then call the directory and activate it. So we're using call vim scripts activate. Now, this is actually, I need to fix it. Those are forward slashes. Forward slashes are used in Linux. Windows uses backslashes. You can tell it's a backslash because the top of it leans to the left, okay? So now I'm going to hit enter, and now watch what's going to happen. She's going to go, and what she's going to do is create the virtual environment, and then it's going to hit this ampersand, and then it's going to call it and activate it. So we could have put these on two separate lines, but we just put it all into one line. So notice now over here, okay, let me make sure you can see that. Yep, there you go. All right. Notice over here, it says Vim. So we are in the virtual directory. Whatever we do, it's going to keep saying Vim because we're in the virtual directory now, or environment, not directory, virtual environment. And that means that we can install stuff and it's going to work. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to pip install this thing called UV. So obviously I need to fix this. This isn't right now. So we're going to type pip install UV. UV is basically the replacement for pip. So you know, like how you worked at the Parks and Rec department all your life, and then they're having someone that's going to come and exchange you and take your position, and they want you to train them before they take over your job. That's what is happening here with pip and UV. We're using pip to install UV. And UV is basically, in a few years, we won't even use pip. So it's going to go ahead and install that. Pip, of course, is our Python package installer. UV just works a little bit better because it actually plans. What pip does is pip goes through all your requirements. It just does one and another, blah, 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 blah. It just does one on top of the next. UV actually makes a plan. So pip is like you. You're like this young person. You said, we're going to go on this road trip and we're going to hit this place and this place. You make no plan. UV is like your auntie, right? Who sits there and she is planned out. She knows when each of the places you want to start is open. She knows the fastest route to get there. And she knows that if we pass this one, we'll actually hit it in time. We can come back, get lunch. She's making the detailed plan. You're just going vroom. Okay, you're pip. Auntie, she is UV. All right, but before we move on, I want to encourage you to go look up Jim Day and the Better Stories online. You can find it at any of the major streaming platforms, and then you can program while listening to good music like this.
How did I embrace you and you felt so good to me? But my mind wandered and my heart remained aloof. The hours passed by, we lost track of time. It was more than casual strangers. It was more than merely a flame. It was more than a one-night stand.
But this is how we use it. Now, watch this. We're going to copy all of this, and we're going to paste this. And now, normally we would just type pip, our Python package installer, and we'd say pip install, but now we're going to say UV pip install. And then we're going to install Torch and Torch Vision. And here's the key thing. Okay, guys? Here's the key thing for the 50 series. You need Torch with CUDA 12.8. Okay? That's the key. 12.8 will not work with a 30 or 40 card. This is what breaks it. If you try to run Torch CUDA with CUDA 12.8 on a 30 or 40 card, it won't work. Okay? And if you likewise, if you try to run 12.6 on your 50s card, it ain't going to work. So this is the key thing. This is the key difference. So we're going to go ahead, UV pip install Torch and Torch Vision. Then we're giving it these parameters. We're saying, hey, I want you to install these things, but I want you to install them from a particular place. And I'm going to tell you what they are. That's what this -- index URL says. And then we tell it the place. We want you to get it from here. Okay? So let's hit enter. Now watch, it's going to look a little bit different than it normally does with pip. So see, it's a little bit different. UV is handling things differently. Okay, and it's going to look and see what's in there. It's going to make a plan. So, and it's faster too, by the way. So look at that. You can see it's got these plus signs. That means it added all those. If it replaced a version, let's say that this file lock was already there with an older version, it would show a minus sign in file lock, and then the plus in file lock. So you can see here just by looking at this, it didn't replace anything. Okay, it's kind of cool. Well, let's go back over here, and then we've got that done. Let's grab our next thing. UV pip install numpy. Okay. And it's going to do the same thing. Look how fast that was. Then we'll go grab the next one. UV pip install OpenCV. Notice it added it there. Okay, this is very important here. If you're upgrading your ROOP and you don't want to just completely reinstall it, what you have to do for certain is you have to uninstall your Onyx, okay? So your Onyx stuff is the big time stuff that changes. But we're going to go UV pip install Onyx. And notice we're not putting any versions in here. That's because with your cards, your 50 cards, they're going to work with all the newest stuff. Okay, so usually what you do is we have to put certain versions because the card we're using isn't, or it needs older stuff, or that, you know, the app was built to older stuff. Your card works with all the newest stuff. So we just put it in as is. Notice we put in Insight Face, okay? Insight Face has to do with finding the faces. That's what it uses. So we're just going to rock through each one of these, okay? See, it looks different with this UV pip install. See, look at all that stuff it added. Okay. And we'll do the albacore. See, we're just going over and copy and pasting each one of these. UV, pip install. Now, you don't have to use UV. You could just use pip, but I'm teaching you guys something. Like, I'm giving you a little something extra for your money here. For your whole $0 you're paying for this. Okay? And let's go grab this one. Same thing. Oh, didn't like that one. So that one didn't like. Okay, we might not need it, so we could always just try a straight pip install. Let's see what that does. Okay, we're going to skip that one. Don't like it. And we're going to hit Control V. We're going to go on to the Onyx Runtime GPU. I'll get rid of that. And I know this works because we have tested this on a 50 machine. Okay, so we're rocking our way through here. See, this isn't that difficult. Here, okay, we're getting through them, and then we're almost now. This is the key. This right here is the key. Notice this one has version. Okay, this version here is very important. If you just install Pydantic by itself, it will not work. You have to have this version. So that's why it's on here. So let's copy it and paste it. So notice this one we're just pip installing. Okay, this one we're not doing the UV, and the reason is because if we use UV, UV is going to want to try to get the newest Pydantic. Okay, because remember, it's making a plan. So this is where your auntie's wrong, right? She's thinking that because we go here, you can go here, and she's not realizing that there's other situations, like you don't want to go to this place earlier in the day because it doesn't start kicking in until later in the evening. But she's just being so analytical. The same with this. UV is being so analytical about it that if you just put in Pydantic, it's going to say, hey, I'm going to make this plan and I'm going to give you the newest Pydantic, even though you don't want it. So you have to use, I mean, even if you put in the version, it's still going to overwrite it. Okay? So we kick back to pip, and then we put the version in. Okay? This is key. A lot of you are getting these errors. I'm going to tell you, a lot of you are getting these errors that say list index out of range or something like that. This fixes that, okay? So that gets done. All right, let's go grab the last of this. Now, this is the next important thing, this Gradio. Same thing. We're kicking into pip, back down to pip. We're not using UV at this point, and we're upgrading our Gradio. This solves all of our problems that we had with the list index out of range errors. Okay? And that's going to finish up. And then we'll be able to run this thing. I want to show you this. While we're waiting for that to finish, I'm going to show you this inside the requirements. Notice this. This is what was there for all of the older version. Notice they had all these versions in here. So if you're doing the old one, you're still going to do all this. But for the new one, this was the stuff that was breaking it. That's why we got rid of all this crap. And notice up here, too, it was saying Q to 12.4. We just not worrying with the requirements file. Okay? And I am going to show you something here real quick before we're done. Just in case you're having some problems. Okay, but there you have it. Okay, now to run this, it's not going to work on my machine. Okay, I'm straight up telling you right now, it ain't going to work on my machine. Okay, and the reason is because I have a 40s. card. So that torch is not going to work, but I'm going to show you how to run this anyway. Okay, so to run it, we're already in the root Floyd folder. So if we type dir, you're going to see there's a run.py. So you would type Python run.py. Python is our interpreter. Okay, it tells us it reads Python code and it turns it into machine language, so Windows knows what to do with it, or whatever the machine, any machine knows what to do with it. And then when you see a file that says .py, well, that's a Python file. It means that Python can read it. So we're going to type Python run.py, and then we're going to hit enter, and then it's going to download all your folders. Okay, it's going to take a while because it's got a lot of AI models to download, but when it's done, it's going to work. Okay, it's going to work. Now, I'm not going to hit enter because it's not going to work on my system. Like I said, if I want to run my system, I'm going to pop back down here, and I'm going to follow the directions here for the 30 or 40 series. Okay, and this is guaranteed to work. Okay, so I'm not telling you it's the best. I'm telling you it's going to work. Now, again, you can always just go to roop.getgoingfast.pro if it's too much for you, and just grab the correct one here. This is free for all Farmhand members, so you can get it. Okay, but really quickly, I want to show you a thing that can happen. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little heads up on a problem you might have. Okay, so going back to our command terminal. God bless it. All right, let's get rid of, I'm going to get rid of this screen. So hold on just one moment. Okay, and there we go. So now, sometimes what happens when we install these things, when we do our pip installs, okay, like this, is your computer has already downloaded it. So what ends up happening is that your computer says, well, I'm going to save some resources, and instead of downloading it again, I'm going to use the cached version. Now, unfortunately, what happens is some of these folders, even though they're different, or these dependencies, even though they're different versions, they have the same name, okay? So your system goes, do I have Pydantic? And it goes, yeah, I have it. But it doesn't realize it's the wrong Pydantic. Okay, and same thing with your torch stuff. It can really mess up, which is why we put things like here, when we got there, we put things like this -- force reinstall. Okay, if you're ever trying to install something, you want to make sure you have the newest one, you put -- force reinstall. And it's going to say, I don't care. Yo, I don't care that you already downloaded it. Go get it again. Get me fresh. Okay, I don't want your cache stuff. Okay, it's like you brought me milk that's been sitting on the counter. I don't want that. Go to the fridge, get me some ice cold milk. Okay, and that's what force reinstall does for us. Now, another thing that you can do if you're having problems, keeps installing bad versions, is this. You can clean your cache. Okay. Now, once you clean your cache, you realize you're going to have to download stuff again. So if you're in a country where it takes a lot of time to download stuff, maybe you don't want to do this. Maybe you want to rely more on force reinstall. But what I do is I'll go type conda, okay, and we're going to go clean -- all, okay? And notice it's going to pop up and it's going to say, see, it's going to remove 8 gigabytes worth of stuff. It's going to clear up my cache. So I can say, sure, let's go ahead and proceed. Okay, and we'll keep it in Y on this stuff. And what it's going to do is it's going to get rid of the old ones on there. So even regardless if I use force reinstall or not, it's still got to get the new ones because there ain't nothing there. Okay. By the way, this is also a good way to save up space. Notice I'm saving 30 gigabytes here just by doing this. Okay. And then when this is done, there's one more thing that we can do. Okay, I'll pause this while it finishes up. And there she goes. Right as I hit pause, it ended. Always the way it is. Now we cleared our conda cache. Let's go ahead and clear our pip cache. So we're going to type pip cache purge. And notice it removed 82 files. Okay. now, no matter what we install, it's going to re-download. So if you're having problems with your dependencies, okay, pip cache purge and conda clean all. Those are ways to go forward. Okay, and now with your 50 series, you're ready to go. You're kicking it. You're face swapping. You're putting your wife's beautiful face on, Arnold Schwarzenegger and giving it to her for Valentine's Day, because women love that kind of stuff. Forget the chocolate. Get her a picture of her face on Arnold Schwarzenegger. She's going to love it. Okay, get it in a medallion. Put it on like a big thing. There. They love that stuff. From what I heard, I don't know. I'm single, so I don't know. But you're back to your face swapping. Got it going with your 50 series. I do want to tell you, we're fixing up a lot of these apps. So there's all sorts of apps that are broken now because of the 50 series. We fixed up Fucus so far. We fixed up Visomaster. We fixed up this SVFW, which is a upgraded. It's a image resolution fixer upper thingamajobber. Okay, a lot of apps. We fixed Frame Pack Studios to run on your 50 series. All these you can find. Go to framepack.getgoingfast.pro. Go to visomaster.getgoingfast.pro. Go to roop.getgoingfast.pro. Go to roop.getgoingfast.pro. You can get all of these here, and they're upgraded. And we're upgrading more and more each day because we want them to work for you. So with that, we are going to end it up. Okay, hope that worked well for you. Let me know how it goes. Come share your safe for work stuff with us over on the Discord. We'd love to see it. Okay. In the meanwhile, you guys stay good. If you want to hit that super thank you button down there, you're always welcome to that. Puts a couple bucks in my pocket. Gets me a cheeseburger because I'm not fat enough. Okay. And with that, we will leave you with a big yo and see you on the other side. Yo, see you on the other side.